Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be dissertating and talking about having a Taurus Sun and a Pisces Ascendant in a natal chart. Now, these signs are actually compatible, and they're both introverted, and they both could be easygoing and passive, and this could be a very good blending. Of course, if you have the sextile aspect, this even augments this and makes it even better blending. Now, the thing about this combination is that you have a little bit of a balance. You have the Pisces rising idealism, and you have the Taurus Sun, which is very pragmatic and practical. This could be a person that that may have a little bit more imagination than the average Sun in Taurus, be a little bit more visionary, seeing the full picture a little more, but also might be more adaptable and a little bit more ambivalent, maybe, and indecisive than the typical Sun in Taurus person. The Sun in Taurus can ground the Pisces rising to a certain degree, but the Pisces ascendant could give a little more expansiveness to the and idealism to the generally the Taurus Sun nature, which is can be somewhat stagnant sometimes in their viewpoints. Now, look at this, and a lot of this is really something where you got to look at the meaning of the Sun and the ascendant. Now, the Sun sign in our natal chart represents our basic wants, and the rising sign or ascendant can show the method or manner in which one attains these wants. Now, the Sun in Taurus, your basic wants can be connected with generating income, making money, having financial stability and security, having peace and tranquility in their life, and even love, because Venus is the ruler of Taurus. Now, Pisces rising may help attain these things, perhaps through idealism, through creativity, imagination, compassion, perhaps by helping others less fortunate than themselves, such as the oppressed, the homeless, the impoverished. This could be someone that may help attain these Taurus basic wants through Pisces-like things such as photography, perhaps being an illusionist, magician, things connected with the imagination, creativity, such as creative writing, writing fiction or fantasy novels, perhaps things associated with water, such as fishing or oceanography. So those are some things to look at with this combination. Now, a lot of this can depend on the aspects that are made, and see if these energies integrate better or not quite as good as the typical Sun and Taurus Pisces ascendant combination. Now, if you have a sextile aspect, this is auspicious. For example, let's say that the Sun in Taurus is 15 degrees and the Pisces ascendant is 12 degrees. That would form a sextile aspect, and these energies could integrate very strongly together, and it is very auspicious. Now, another example is a semi-sextile aspect, which is slightly positive, not quite as strong as the sextile. For example, let's say you have the Taurus Sun at 1 degree and you have Pisces ascendant at 29 degrees. Well, this could give a good blending as well, but not as strong as the sextile. Now, let's say you can actually have an out of sign square aspect take place between these two signs. For example, let's say you have Taurus Sun at 28 degrees and you have the Pisces ascendant at 1 degree. And this could be adversarial, and even though you still have the energies are compatible by sign, they are not so by aspect, and there might be some feelings of being misconstrued or misunderstood at times because of the negative aspect. Now, another example, a semi-square could take place, which is slightly adverse. A semi-square, for example, could be Taurus Sun at 15 degrees and Pisces ascendant, say, at 29 degrees. And being slightly adverse, you'd have the similar impact as the square, such as the feelings of being misconstrued or misunderstood, but they wouldn't be as intensified as the square aspect. Now, also, it's important to look at and see what house the Sun in Taurus resides in. Now, in many cases, a person will have their Sun in the first, second, or third house when the Sun is in Taurus and Pisces rises. If the Sun is posited in the first house, this could indicate a need. You could say maybe the Taurus energy comes a lot stronger than the typical Pisces Ascendant Taurus Sun combination, or because even though the rising sign or ascendant may dominate the outward demeanor, the projection of self, the Sun, if the Sun is in Taurus in the first house of the outer personality, this will come out a little stronger than the average Pisces Ascendant Taurus Sun combination, and this person might have some need for recognition or the spotlight and want to stand out and prominently. If the Sun is in the second house, well, this could further accentuate and emphasize the Taurus need for resources, possessions, and show a lot of persistence and tenacity, and also be very methodical in these things as well. Second house matters. Now, if the Sun in Taurus is posited in the third house, this person can be that Taurus energy, the plotting and persistent, tenacious side of Taurus, can come out in their communications and with brothers and sisters or siblings, if applicable, if the person does have any. And that's where you might see the stubborn streak come out. And even though if it comes out quietly, because the ascendant will dominate that outer personality and the outer demeanor, this still can come out at least quietly in that sector of the person's life, the third house, which is the communication house. Well, anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for having a Taurus Sun and Pisces Ascendant in a natal chart. And stay tuned next time, where I'll be dissertating and talking about having a Gemini Sun in an Aries Ascendant in a natal chart. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone. Because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart, and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.